What's happening, HC Nation? It didn't be the 3, 2, 1. What's up? What's that? Not right. Okay, this is a continuation from yesterday because Tutorial Tuesday was interrupted because I had to go pick up my kids. So we're actually doing a special one on just this one question because it brings up a lot of questions. And also the suggestion that was given by Bevan Meadows, who is a mom. It's not one of the kids. But Bevan gave a great idea on ways of getting more updated cards as well. So starting here, it says, let's discuss a card's ability. That's the title of it. Okay. Hey, Zach, I've been thinking about some cards and their abilities. I feel like Albert Einstein is a little too powerful compared to how important and influential he was. I get how his abilities relate to him, but he was a little more important, I feel. Also, I know that this may seem weird, but Hitler was able to unite a ton of disoriented people and also almost completely world dominate after living in the streets. He is also responsible for thousands of innocent lives. I feel like he should be more powerful, but with a consequence. Okay, so he is pretty powerful. You bring up the card, give it a second, there we go. It says, if he remains in play for more than 2 turns, increase your land's attacks by 700. Okay, so the reason why 2 turns is because he was actually a failed politician to some extent before he became the most powerful military leader in the world for some time. So it was actually twice, 2 times. And then 700 because this is an additional 700 in addition to these right here. So that's pretty darn powerful as long as he is in play. Also, decrease your civilization's morale by 100 per turn. Okay, so that's another thing. To decrease your civilization's morale by 100 per turn. When the war was going on, they were getting worse and worse and worse. Their morale was dropping dramatically, so much that after Hitler died, they stopped teaching about World War II in so many ways. So they hated talking about Hitler because they were no longer who they were. The Germans had basically tried to flush out that whole part of history. Though you can never hide history, we prove that. The United States has a lot of things that we are showing in our cards, in our game, that they don't like talking about. Segregation, it was started by Woodrow Wilson, who a lot of professors in universities say he was the greatest president ever. And yet he created segregation. How in the world could that be the greatest president ever? Yeah, not likely. He was the worst president ever because he created segregation. Anyway, we don't promote racism or racists in this game. Not to be political, just the facts. That's what he did. So, wow, how did I get into that? Okay, so this is Adolf Hitler. I think, please correct me if I'm wrong. What do you think? I know Bevan, yesterday we read her post. She said Adolf Hitler has a good amount of strength and yet decreases the morale of the people. So, that's please come up with more comments, more questions. She actually Bevan writes again and says, I actually think the card's abilities strike a pretty good balance between military advantage. He contributed to Germany, increased in attack, and the devastating impact he had on certain populations within Germany, decrease in morale. There we go. So I'd love to hear your comments, your comments on this, and if you think it needs to be more powerful, less powerful, more morale, less morale, you tell me. Thanks so much on that one. Now for Albert Einstein. So he had more to do. He was more popular, more influential in history. So this one says, gain the abilities of one technology or knowledge card that one of your opponents plays in the future. Okay, so that was a good card, but then all of a sudden, a lot of the cards around it became even better. Albert Einstein is actually our first card. That's the first illustration. And a little bit more about the illustration. I have a picture in my daughter's room that was from one artist that actually entered into the competition to be the first artist of Historical Conquest. This was one of them that's on the card. The picture in my daughter's room is the second, and then somebody else drew something else, and I can't remember how they present Albert Einstein. Maybe another illustration. But those were the three that I picked to start the first 150 cards of Historical Conquest. Now we're up to what, nearing 600. Actually, we probably have more than 600 now. But so this was our first card. So this was a great one to show his influence until all of a sudden the cards got better. So do you think that Albert Einstein should actually change in his abilities? Please. Bevan even writes in here, could Einstein somehow be linked to the atomic bomb card? I think it's a great idea. Please write me out an ability he should have, and I'll post it, and I'll remake the cards. And as per Bevan's idea, a subscription base that if you subscribe, we'll send you the cards that are being updated through this discussion board. And then the ultimate verdict is placed in our units, like she was talking about. And those units would be basically the official database of all the official changes that were done. So if you have any questions, you can go to that. I don't remember what she called it, but the units there. I haven't been able to check it out yet because I just got back from picking up my kids. So I'm actually videotaping this the day before I'm posting it. Anyways, so this is a great idea. What should the abilities be? Can you think of one? I would love to see it. Please send your comments, questions, or proposed abilities, and we'll post them. I mean, I think it's a great idea, especially if it's attached to the atomic bomb, which it should be, or maybe it should be to any atomic, nuclear, hydrogen, any way of saying bombs, and because there are other types of bombs out there, and we might in the future change that. So instead of changing Albert Einstein again, be proactive. Try to figure out an ability for it. Thanks so much for joining me on this Whatever Wednesday. Hope this was valuable for you. I think it's a great idea to create a subscription that will actually fund us printing before the next print, and that way you can get the new cards right away instead of waiting for the new print with all the new abilities, any typos, those type of things that are in there. So again, thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Oh, and also remember to subscribe. Subscribe all the time. You're not supposed to see these. There you go. So yeah, subscribe and watch the videos that we have on this screen. And if you have extra time, go back in our database. We are actually going to be cleaning out some of these videos to make room for other ones. So we would like to know your thoughts on all these older videos, because they're going to be gone pretty soon, never to be seen again, except in storage or in our archives. So we'll see what happens. Thanks so much for joining us. Subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.